Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the weekly outlook. I hope you guys can share the link because I can tell you I still get hundreds of messages, people asking me where I can find you, and I cannot answer them because I no longer have the right to type anything there. So I hope they find me. I hope they can find me on Facebook and on YouTube. And I hope, the saddest part is if you're a trader, all you have to do to find any information you want, Google it. Right? It's that simple. You should know that. That's so basic, right? You want to know anything? Ask Google. You Google Anil Mangal, and I guarantee you will find me. I'm 100% sure you're going to find me if you Google Anil Mangal, right? It's that easy. You'll find me on YouTube. You'll find me on Facebook. You'll find me now on Saxo. You'll find me on Exante. You will find me in TradingView, and if you look under my charts, you will find all the other ones there, right? So I'm like, when traders ask me when they're writing, hey, where can I find you? I'm like, you really don't deserve to find me, because if you can't find me, if you can't find me, how are you going to trade? I'm not insulting anybody. I'm just saying very basic stuff, right? Trading is complex. Trading is difficult. It's a complex, difficult something. It's not easy. Let me make this clear to any one of you who have been fooled to believing otherwise. It is not easy. And if you don't know how to Google an information to get it, then how on earth you are ever going to be a trader? Exactly for that sentence, I was banned. How on earth you're ever going to be a trader? How would you learn so complex thing as Elliott wave if you just can't find something by Googling it? I hope that's not insultive to anybody. That's just the honest truth. That's it. If you can't find it, stop trading. You're not ready for it. It's not your thing. That's just the fact, right? That's just the fact. Nothing but the fact. So when people ask me, like, hey, where can I find you? I'm like, okay, you'll figure it out. Give them time, they'll figure it out. It's that easy. No, my name is there. They're writing under my name to ask me where they can find me. And that is funny. So let's go. Let's start. Really nice week we had last week. I hope all of you made profit. I noticed some people made some extremely large amount of profit. I'm a little worried about that. It means you may be over trading. So I'll warn that you be careful with that. Over trading is the fastest way to lose your account. So if you made like 10, 15%, like some people wrote, that's okay. 20% maybe, but 8 and 90, be careful of over trading, which means you're over leveraging, you're over exposure you're having, and that could be dangerous. If you're on the right side, it's good. If you're on the wrong side, you could break your account. So you probably don't want to do that, right? So let's go. Nothing new happened, right? Remember, that's dollar index. We were expecting it to go down. I told you it's going to come back. It would have been a sell situation. I think we still have a situation here that could be sell. We do have some divergence between these two after we broke the low, right? So these patterns, as this one stand right now, they could have 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or they could have 3 waves, right? So that means this move to the upside could still be corrective for one more drop. If that happens, you can go in the lower time frame, let's say the 1 hour, and you can look for that possibility for a sell setup if it breaks this structure, right? You would want to see this come back here, go back like this, do something like pretty much what they did here, and then you would look for a drop, one more drop. This might be the final one before we start going up. If that doesn't happen, if you're in the buy, you're okay. You should move to break even. If you're not in the buy, which means you're going to watch this. When they break this structure, wait for a flag and then buy. More of a corrective structure and then buy. So allow them to break out of the structure. Prove that this structure is no longer valid. Let them make a corrective structure to the upside. And then you start trading it. Because if it starts to go up, the upside is going to be huge. If this starts to go up, we're going to have big upside. But I think right now, there's a chance you could get more downside. First, you would trade the upside to this trend line. That is this 4-hour trend line here, which would be this trade. This would be your trade. And if they break that structure, we'd be up for next week. If they break out of this one, let me take this out. If they break out of this trend line here to the down, next week, this week actually, your trade would be this, up to the top there. If they break, you have a short trade here and then look for the upside. Euro. Pretty much similar structure, right? Very similar structure. You notice the euro the last time. I want you guys to see this. They made one, they made something like this, and then they went back. After that, they dropped. So this piece in here is a B wave expansion. We may be making the very same thing here. So if this makes a flag here that comes out of that trend line passively, you can look for this trade down. I still think there is more upside, which means the dollar index might go more, but you have this trade here to happen first, dollar index up and then the downside. So there's a trade set up there. If this goes up one more, just like the dollar index, if it goes up one more, right? That possibility exists. It goes one more up. You can take that trade, but take profit and get out very fast because they will come down after that. Right, this will be more of like a 5-wave structure. There are rare cases where they break out of these structures. Like probably, I don't know, 1 in 20. They'll break out of those structures, create a different structure. In that case, if you're in the buy from here, you wouldn't really argue with the fact that, you know, they're breaking. You'll be happy because you're in the buy. If they do something like that, you'll be like, okay, I'll stay with you. If they come here and they stop and you notice they're turning, you'll take off your trade, watch for a sell setup, and then trade it down back to this level. Right? So if they break now, if they don't make that 5th wave and they break now, you will have to wait for a flag. Let them make that corrective structure. This, you know, if you don't get a corrective structure, something like that, if you don't get it, you're not guaranteed to get this. If you don't get this, you're not guaranteed to get that. Right? If you don't get this correction, you're not there is no guarantee they're going to make that. So if they do this, there's a guarantee you could get this trade. At least a 90% guarantee you're going to get that trade, and that is what will make you the money. Right? So if you wait patiently, you get that pung. Pretty much going sideways in a triangular looking pattern here right now. It's not a confirmed triangle, but it's looking triangular. And these patterns could go 2 ways. First, they could go up a little and then come down back. They could go down, up, and then come down back. You notice there's one thing nominal here. They're going to go back down because this is a big corrective structure. So if you want to even wait for that to finish, if you're not sure which direction, wait for it to finish and then wait for it to start to go down. We are breaking out. Remember last week, I was going to say yesterday. I told you we are at the daily top. So you're looking for sell setups because you're at the daily top, at least back to the trend line, and then watch if they break it. Well, they broke the trend line. Not only did they break the trend line, they're actually consolidating under the trend line, and that is what you want to see, that consolidation for one more down. Now, one more down could be 2 things right now. 1, 2, 3. That would mean 1, 2, 3, and they go back up for one more wave, or a total downside. At this point, it's not important to us which of this is going to happen, because by the time that is ready to happen, you must get this trade first. So when you get into that trade and they come to about this level, we will decide, is this structure going down telling us it's going to go back up, or is that structure totally downside? So you would have enough time to take enough profit and get out of the trade, right? We're looking for sell setups in the pung. I'm not looking for any buy setups in terms of long term. Short term, yes. Short term, we can go. Maybe this week you may get a very fast move. Just be careful of it if it happens in a news event. If they happen in a news event, they could come pretty fast and go back down pretty fast. So if it's going to be like election or something like that is going to happen, I will always put an end. I will always try to trade it to the downside. I will ignore this in a very fast moving market. 1 second, guys. This is an important call. Let me take it. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to take the call, right? A very important one. Let's go. Yes. So if they're going to do it in a news event, they may spike this up pretty fast and come back pretty fast. So you'll want the downside of it, not the upside. The downside is where the bigger direction is going to go. And that is what they do most of the time. They tend to go in the direction of the bigger structure, even if they make a spike, right? So Aussie, just like this is a good example. Look, remember this, what I'm telling you, up and then down. And then you'll remember what we said about Aussie last week, right? Aussie is likely going to make a bigger correction that would look like this one. A move up, a move down, and then a move up, right? And then we are still expecting the downside. We got to move up. We had to move down. I said, be careful. This is the one that could go up. They drop again. And in our trading room, we said, nope, it's likely going to still go back up. So we're expecting this to finish, break the top, and then come to this level. So a little more up and then downside, pretty similar to what the pung is showing us, right? So let's see. If you get a flag here, you can take this trade. That might be this week. And then from here, you start trading it downside. What if you're wrong about it? What if you get into this trade here at this point and it takes off? Nobody will complain. You're going to be good with it, right? You're going to be happy that you're in the trade. But beware that it's not going to go. There's a likelihood it's not going to go because the bigger daily structure still shows us that possibility of coming back to this level, right? This is a copy of this one I was just showing my traders in the room, right? That's a copy of what it could look like. So that potentially of it coming back there is very, very strong. We will always look for that trade until it's negated, which means until this trade break out of this structure. And if we're in the buy and we'll be looking for a buy setup and they go, we'll be happy. There'll be no complaint that we were wrong about the analysis, right? So far it's looking like a 1, a 2, and a 3, and then we'll be going down. New Zealand is doing exactly what we said it's going to do. It's going to crawl its way up very sharply to the top there. See that? It's crawling its way to the top there, and then we will get one more down before they go up. Maybe. This one is a maybe we get it, maybe they break out. I'm more inclined to believing we are going to get that one down because they're repeating exactly what they did here. And these two moves down are very similar. You have one, you have an expanding flat in the middle there, and you have another impulse. You have a 1, you have a contracting flat in the middle, and you have an impulse. By the way, contracting flat is not something you hear in Elliott wave. It's something we actually identify that flat to be contracting. Don't ask me why. We have so many different structures that we see that Elliott never actually, there are at least 3 of them that Elliott never differentiate from his structures. And they're very clear and they're very distinctive and they're actually work perfect. So, and that's what we do in our room, right? We kind of study the chart. We don't just memorize the book and try to put it down on the thing. That's the ways we understand the concept and then we trade what is here. So with the development of technology, patterns will change. The concept did not change. The concept of impulse correction, impulse, that concept never changed. What might change is what the patterns would look like. And you can expect them to change because trading 100 years ago and trading today is very different, right? Volume of trades, speed of trading, all of that has changed. So the patterns themselves may slightly vary. That's a fact. You can argue with that or not, but that's a fact. The patterns themselves may vary. But the concept did not change because the concept is based on how the market works, right? So if you know the concept, all you have to do is make sure you're applying it correctly. Make sure you have the knowledge to understand what is a wave and how they work, right? That's what we do. So, and we different from all Elliott waivers in that. That's what we differ. That's how we differ from them. Is that we don't treat it as a religion. We treat it as knowledge, right? So we're expecting this to go up here. And then we are expecting one more downside. We'll complete this entire structure and then up, right? It is recorded. It will be in YouTube. Yeah. So let's go. Which means you can get some buy setups. For those of you who are watching, you can get some, let me go back to that New Zealand. You can get some buy setups. You can get some short-term buys, especially if you get a flag coming back here. They're making a flag now. You can get very short-term buys. Take profit every time they make a spike. Take profit because every time they make a spike, see that they come back, right? So you take profit, they come back, they go, you take profit until you get to this level and you watch for that, then we sell. I'll show you our sell the last time. That is where we sold. See that thing there? We sold there. If you didn't sell there, you can sell here on that way down, right? So you can still get a sell. We're looking for a similar structure like that to sell at the top there. Buy it, we'll look at the buys. If you buy short term, take profit. Yen, remember I said we were expecting a 3-wave structure, 1, 2, 3, and then down. But we know that they might not get to that top because they've done that previously. I don't know if I told it to you guys or only to my room, but we looked at this, and the last time we were waiting for them to break the top and then come down, they never broke it. So we said, okay, guys, we're prepared for this to be a contracting flat, not breaking the top, coming down, and we sold that on Friday, right? This was a sell setup here on Friday for us during the news event, and that worked perfect, right? So when we were trading in that event in our trading room, it's amazing what normally happens. And it's funny because you would choose one pair. Every trader will decide which. We look at all the pairs and they decide which one they want to choose. They will choose the yen for the sell, they'll choose the CAD for a sell, or the Swiss for a sell. Those were the three pairs we could have traded, right? That actually worked the way we wanted them to work, not counting silver because we were in the silver buy, right? So some of my traders choose the yen, some chose the Swiss, and I choose the CAD. You know what happened, right? The Swiss made good money. The yen made good money. The CAD actually gave me a small loss, basically, because when it dropped, I moved the stop to closer and came back and took me out for a small loss. That's funny. So my traders have a rule now. They allow me to pick which one I'm going to trade first, and they don't pick that one. Because that happened to me quite a number of times. They don't pick that one. They say, oh, which one are you trading? And I say, okay, I'll trade this. Okay, we're going to trade another one. Not that pair. It's not going, right? So this one actually they made good money on too. You can make some more money here. Watch for one more downside. Very possible. Just like the euro. This one has a similar structure like the euro. And very likely they may climb up here. One more drop. If you get this one more drop, take profit. Because this might be the last move down, right? Take the profit 4 hour. Let me show you where we think it could go. If you get that drop, nice, you take it. It's going to probably just break this low, not very far, maybe to this level, and then you're going to get deeper pullback. So you want to take profit at that level. Right? So 1 hour. Let's go. Watch for this trade. It's looking good. You wouldn't want to buy this until it actually breaks above the top here. Let me take off some of these strips so it doesn't confuse you guys. Right? Because you wouldn't know why I have them there anywhere. So watch this trade. Looks like a good one to me. Remember, this is the last impulse down. You want to take your profit, move it to break even, and then take your profit. Euro Oz was a little surprised. I didn't think they would come back so deep. Actually, we were expecting for a big pullback. If you remember, we actually sold it. Because it started to go up and down, we took it off for break even. I think that news was coming as well, so we took it off for break even. And then today they dropped. No big deal. That's okay. We are on the safe side of it. We protect the capital and wait for the trade. I think just a few of my traders are still in it. And now we are expecting them to make a bigger pullback. So what I will do is allow them to break. Let this move down finish. And if they make a deeper correction here, which we are expecting them to make, we may buy it, but we'll be looking more for one more sell and then go. We're still looking for that bigger corrective structure on like this. This is the one we're looking for, right? 1, 2, 3. So we look at this as the 1. We'll wait for the 2. You may not get good trading in that one, and then you wait for this to drop and then go back up. So you have one wave up, pull back, another wave up, pull back, and another wave up. This should break out of the daily corrective structure. Right? That should break out of this daily structure. We're expecting it to break out. So if we get this 1, 2, 3 here, we look for that trade up. Out and up and out of this one. Pong is exploding up. It's not exploding up as yet. It's just going up. That's not exploding. That's just going up a couple pips, right? You can't even see it here. So it's not exploding anywhere. You're in the 5-minute charts. It's doing what we expect it to do, right? It's going to come here and then you're going to look for down. It's not going to go very far. So if you're in the trade, you will move your stops, take profit. I don't think they're going to break that stop. Move your stops. Don't take the trade off. Just move your stops and see where it goes, right? Basically. You move your stop because if they do go there and you're wrong about the analysis and you're to buy, you rather stay with it, right? So it's not going to move very aggressive. That's just a small candle in this thing. Let's go back to where we are. Euro Oz. So wait for this trade, wait for the correction. Don't try to buy into the correction. because it's going to be very slow and very long, and then wait for the sell. Euro in New Zealand. Give me 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Still have a cold from over the weekend. Yeah. So Euro in New Zealand came down a little more. We exited the trade once we saw that correction. Some of us exited there. Some of us exited lower. On the fund side, some of us exit when we realize our indicator says you should buy. We have an indicator that says buy. Every time that indicator says buy, we sell. Right? By indicator, I mean the pin bars. So let's go. Watch this here. Every time that indicator say buy it, we sell it, and we are always on the right side of it. So we just close our buys and wait, right? So watch for this. There's a possibility. I didn't expect. I thought they'll probably just continue higher before they come back, but they're already coming back. So we'll watch this here to see whether it's. I wouldn't sell it. I would not sell it even if they come to break this low. We will look for the buy when they break the low. We start looking because the buy is potentially a bigger trade. That's the fun side of trading. The buy is a potentially a bigger trade, just like the euro was 1, 2, 3. But this one is already making that. I wouldn't trade this down because at any point we'd look for this one up, and if they come break that up without breaking the low, we watch for the next one down and then up. Simple. 1, 2, 3. You have a 1, you have a 2, and you look for a 3. So let's see which one works, right? For the trade that you would be looking for, wait for them to break this one. Let it come here, break out of this, and then you start buying. There's a bigger potential trade to the upside rather than the trade to the downside. So watch for that bigger potential trade to the upside. 1 second, guys. I have. Sorry about that. Had a cold. I went out on Saturday. Russian weather is a little messy. Got a cold Sunday. Spent a long time in bed. Hopefully I am getting a little better. Yeah, it's just a cold I get every time this darn weather changes. So watch this here. It's not. It may give you a short trade. Here's how. If they come back very nice here, and then break, you can trade it. It's going to be a nice small trade here, but afterwards you're looking for the upside. Euro yen. 4 hour. We're making a big consolidation at the top there. There's a big trade to the upside you guys need to watch for. If anyone finishes, there are a lot of people in here who finishes my course. The question is, what are you looking for? Because none of them will answer you until I say they can do that, right? They're not allowed to make comments. They're not allowed to promote the course here. They're not allowed to make all those fancy things here, right? That's the rule in our group. You know, you're not allowed to promote my course here while I'm doing this. So unless you tell me what you want, then I'll allow them to give you the answer if you want, right? We don't use this webinar as a promotion. I don't get all my traders, beside what other people thinks. That's not what I do. I don't have them here typing how great we do. That's up to you to decide if you like what we do. So let's go. I can tell you there's a lot of them in here. I know their names. I can see them, right? So watch this. And we have a couple hundred traders in our group. So what we're looking for is a possibility that they may come a little more here and then start to go back up. This could be a triangular pattern. Oh, these calls are coming nonstop. Give me 1 second. Let me just take that one off. I'll get back to that guy. 1 second, guys. And it's not coming off, all right? Okay, finally got it. Yes. So there is one chance that they could break this low here and then go back up, right? But in any case, this sell might be a little dangerous, right? The sell itself might be a little dangerous because if this is a triangle, it's not going to go far. It's just going to come to about this level here and then go right back up. So you want to look for a buy setup somewhere at the bottom here rather than the sell, because we're going to have this trade and then you're going to get that trade. If they come lower, look for a buy setup somewhere here, because the up trade is an impulse. It's going to be very strong, right? If you look at the daily chart, the bigger trade is to the upside. This one you may end up taking a loss for no reason, right? Because you're in a correction. You're kind of in a correction, whether it's a triangle, whether it's going to come for a C wave and then go back up, the bigger wave is to the upside. This one, we are not sure whether it's a triangle as yet. And those triangular patterns, they have the tendency of breaking both ways, right? They could break both ways. If you're trading very short term, then you could try to trade it down. I don't think it's a good idea, because when you're in these patterns, nobody says where it's going to turn, right? They could just crawl along here and then take off. You'll get a buy setup somewhere here. That would be the best thing to do, or buy on the break of the top, right? So leave it alone once it's in the triangle, and when it's trying to get out, look for a bigger buy setup, a longer term trade. You achieve, you'll probably get a buy setup very soon, because you can see this structure here also showing you possibility for a buy setup. You got to move down a correction and you have this. I think all of you by now know this pattern, right? Every single one of you know that pattern. Tong yen. By the way, this is one of the patterns that Elliott never actually identified. It's a very clear pattern and it's worked perfectly, and you all see it and you know the name, right? That's what we call the AB squeeze. It could crawl its way down for a while, but when it takes off, you want to be in it. You don't want to miss it, because when it takes off, it goes really well, right? So you guys are learning faster than I expect you to learn. So let's go. I'm giving away too much, right? Euro CAD, let's go. Daily. Euro CAD also has a very big move to the top here. We were expecting them to go up some more within this structure. On the 4 hour, you can see that they're making that divergence and they're making very small waves. So what I think is going to happen, we may get some more downside here first. If they just come like this, you can take that trade, but we were expecting them to come lower to about this level and then go back up, making this a bigger corrective structure. So there may be a downside here first before this goes. Sell setup on the 1 hour. If you get a flag here, you can sell. They broke the structure, so if they make a flag here, wait for the flag and then sell. It's now starting to go back up. If they go back up like that, you don't have a setup, not for a buy, not for a sell. So you wait for this and then you look for this trade. That's a good trade. Euro pound, also some more downside. This is going to finish very soon. Very similar to the Euro CAD, yes, I think it was the Euro CAD we just looked at. This could come back to the low here, making an A, a B, and a C wave, and then go back up, right? So watch it. If you get a sell setup, I don't think the structure is over, right? We don't think that it's over yet. We did break out of this here, that sideways move. You see the 1, 2, 3 here. We did break out of this. They broke out, but I would always like to see them tag the top. So if you get a flag here, you can sell this, and when it comes to about this low, you move that to break even. Rather take the break even, because if you're wrong, if they're not going to go tag the top, they're going to go down. So you move to break even and you live with it. If they're going to go up, they'll come back, take you out for break even. You will buy it somewhere here to this top. When you get there, take profit and look for the sell. We have made this structure. If you're following me all the time, this structure was here for months. We never changed it. We had an arrow line that was looking like that. I took that one out because most of it has already completed itself. So we're waiting for them to do that, and then we're looking for this sell. This is the trade you don't want to miss. That's a big, big trade, and you don't want to miss it. But first, this week, it's upside. So 2 things you're going to do today or tomorrow. You'll allow it to make a flag here first. Hopefully you get a flag there. Look for a sell setup back to this low. Move that to break even, and then wait to see if they come back and take you out. If they keep going, you're okay. If they come back, take you out, you try to get a buy to the top there and then sell it back. We'll look for a sell again. So all of this could happen this week. So next week, we look for the sell. I don't think we'll get the bigger sell until next week. So this week, they need to complete this wave going up, right? Pangos have made a bigger structure. Something I posted, remember I said when they break this structure, this was a buy setup. And when they break here, you wait for this to happen before it goes. You wait for your corrective structure here before you buy. If you don't get it, you can actually have them watch them retest this low and then go back up. So we're expecting them to retest the low and then go back up. Let's look for that structure. They're going up. Okay. Let them do this. Watch for the drop and then go. This is the trade you'll be looking for. This one and then the upside. We don't have a buy setup once they're back in that structure. There is no buy setup. So wait for that, right? Wait for them to go back up. I think we'll make a correction and one more down before they go. Pound New Zealand, almost touching the low. We can make an assumption that they did touch the low. This might give you some more downside. There's a chance you're going to make a correction like this. And then more downside before they go, right? We'll complete this structure here before any bigger move up. But this could totally go down very, very far because in the bigger structure, the trend line is lower, right? Remember, that's a downside. We say watch this for downside. So right now, they're completing the first impulse. This one is completing the first impulse after they make this move. That will complete the impulse, make a correction, and then go again. So you will have a nice short trade here. I think a lot of pips. We can even get a buy back to the top. Not the best buy right now, but if you get a flag here, you can go for that trade. 1, 2, 3, and then you look for downside, right? So that could be a nice buy, but the bigger picture would be to the downside if they come back up there. Look for a sell setup. If you don't get that buy, which means it's just keep going without you getting a good buy into it, right? Wait for a flag. You don't get a flag, well, then you wait, look for the sell setup. Take this out. Pound yen, definitely downside. Still in the downside. And there's a good chance this will still come to test the low before they break out, right? This will give you a deeper correction and then more downside, right? These, by the way, are here all the time, right? I haven't removed these as well, right? So what we're going to look for, first a little more down here or a correction here and then the downside. They will break this structure. This one is completing. So like when this completed, you make a deep one, right? So we're looking for a deep one here, downside here, and then probably up again. We'll see how these parts develop, but as of now, it's developing like we expect it to develop. I do think they will come break the low. I think they could come here, then go back. We want to see them tag this low. If they go up from there, you don't have a buy setup. So if they come and tag the low, it'll give us a better buy setup. Pound CAD, this was the only one of the pound trades this morning that we were looking for upside. We're looking for this trade. I think you can see the structure. It's pretty simple. You're looking for that trade. So if you get a buy chance, you can wait for your setup, whatever you trade for a breakout. It's not a trade for me as yet, but if whatever you trade for breakout could be your trade to the upside. And after that, you're going to get more downside. One more up here, and then there's a good chance they'll start to go down. So same thing like the pound, you will take your profit. You'll move your stop if you want and then see where it's going to go because there's a good chance from there they're going to go down. Pound Chief came up very high. We didn't expect that to go there. If this breaks, we do have some divergence here. If they break here, we look for a pullback and then we buy it up. This would make a deeper correction and then one more big drop like this. But the correction here will take a while. They'll probably take about 2-3 weeks in there, correcting that move before they drop. The bigger structure is coming to test the low. It's coming to test this low. So right now you would get some kind of a correction in here, and then you'll get that trade down, right? It's a bigger trade to the downside, and it will happen. It's just a matter of time how deep this correction will be. I don't think it's going to be very, very big, but we'll see. Right. So this week, if you're trading, this pair here, this week you're actually trading corrective structures. Right. Aussie yen, you're getting a buy setup here. You can wait for a little flag here and then trade this up back to the top. Right. Aussie yen does look like it could go up some more. And we haven't broken this low, and they're making more of a correction in there. So I would go with this for a little upside. New Zealand yen, you're getting a very similar structure. Right? Some more up here. And then you're going to look for a trade down. Right? Let it go up some more. They'll probably go up maybe even to about a 270. So you can look for a buy setup. Right? If you get a buy setup, you can look for that 1 hour. Trade might not go very fast. You're getting a trade set up here. So this might not go very fast. And eventually when they break that top, anywhere between the top and that 270, you can start looking for downside. It's going to go very, very slow. It's a very slow trade to the upside now. And after that, you can look for the downside. Swiss yen, stay out of it. CAD yen. We're in this big corrective structure. We were expecting this to go up pretty big. We thought when they broke the structure, they will go. But instead, they're making a bigger correction here. So you got 1, you got 2, you got 3. We're hoping they're going to give you 4, possible 5. We don't know if they're going to do that and then come down, right? Maybe this one is going to go back up to the top and then come down, right? But first, there's a good chance you're looking for this trade to come here. All right, let's go look at that. 1 hour. Yep, looks like they're going to go now because they made this. They made 1, 2, 3, 4, they drop, right? So this could drop, pull back, drop here, and then start to go up. So you do have some trade here. You have a nice little trade to the bottom there. So you can trade this to the downside. New Zealand CAD, let's see what this is doing. This is going up. It has a big trade to the upside, but it's not easy to trade. I can tell you, if you're a new trader, stay out of it. The spikes and the pullbacks are going to take you out or make you give you losses before they go. Right? They make very sharp pullback and then go very fast, like this. Sharp pullback and then go. Sharp pullback and then continue to go. See? So you probably, if you're new, you don't want to trade this. If you're a very long-term trader, you can trade this. You buy and you hold. Aussie CAD. Good buy. We are actually in this buy. Some of my traders bought it earlier here when they saw that breakout. Some of them bought it here. And it's a good trade because potentially, I think I showed you guys this structure also last week, right? And I'm pretty sure all of you will recognize it. See? I already showed you 2 of this within this webinar. So you can see how distinctive this structure is and how it behaves. It actually is like 99%, it does what it should do. It's a very distinctive structure, not identified by anyone. This is a structure we identify in our room, in our group, right? So you see, that is why we said we do things different. We're not your typical Elliott Waver, right? We're different. We study the chart. We analyze the chart. We do work. We do work based on knowledge, not on some pin bar or some support and resistance, some imaginary lines in the chart. We actually look at what the chart is actually doing. And that is the difference. You can study it, you can gain knowledge from it, or you can go copy something from the internet and paste it somewhere so that you can, people will believe you know what you're doing, right? You can, you wholesale copy something from a book from somewhere and start pasting it in somewhere on some site so people think you know what you're doing. Crazy stuff. Well, you do it so people can buy your subscription on your what they sell, signals and whatever else, right? Basically, watch it. It's going to go. We're in the trade and it's going very good. Some of you should be in that trade, right? Aussie, New Zealand. Remember we said it's going to go down. It's coming. We're watching to see whether they're going to break this trend line. They need to break this trend line. They need to break this and consolidate here. If they consolidate here, it's still a downside. If they go very sharp now, we're going to expect one more move up to the top there. The structure can change as it is right now. It's at a place where they have to tell us whether they're going to go or not. If you make a flag here now, we can all buy this, right? Wait for a flag here and we can all buy this because it's going to make one more impulse up. And if the next impulse is short, if they make a short impulse up here, put that to break even. If they come back, take you out, look for a sell setup. If they go, just stay with the trade all the way to the top here, and then you stay with the trade all the way to this top. The pattern that we're looking for is either an expanding leading diagonal, and you hear me said it correctly. It's an expanding leading diagonal, not triangle. Nothing like diagonal triangles. It's either an expanding leading diagonal in the making with a B wave here and then up, or we're going down for a bigger structure that will be a Z wave within a bigger daily correction. Either of those two could happen right now at the stage it is, right? See this one, you made an impulse down, you made 1, 2, 3. You made an impulse down, 1, 2, 3. If this goes back up, this will be the structure we're looking at. If this goes down, we will change this to there and we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to look for upside. None of them should break this low. We're not expecting them to break that low. So if this one comes down, it's going to come to this low. And then that is a big move up. Now, we've all seen a structure like that. Now, many of you may not even know where that is. Big daily correction, big, huge correction like this, coming all the way to the low, missing the low by about 3 pips or something like 5 to 10 pips. And then take off for a very big move to the upside. If you're not in my trading room, if you're in my trading room, you have to stay quiet. If you're not in my trading room, tell me where that pattern is. Any one of you. I don't want my traders to say they know where the pattern is. Any one of you tell me where we have a pattern like that. I'll show you before we leave. I haven't seen it as yet. No, where, in which pair we have the pattern, not what it is. Okay, it's going to be a lot of guessing because none of you know where it is. So let me show you. Only my traders know where that is. And let's go to the weekly. Oh, I can go to the daily. I actually have it there for you. You don't have to guess. You have a move here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see where they came back to? Just about a couple pips from that top. And then look at this trade here. So take this now and turn it upside down. We can actually copy it. We wouldn't be able to move it to another chart. I don't think you can copy here and move it to another chart. But you can imagine this, turn it upside down and come to the euro, come to this Aussie, where is it? Aussie, New Zealand, right? Just turn that upside down here now. See that? Sharp move up. You get 1, 2, 3, 4. You could get 5, come back all the way here. And then you get that huge move coming here. Don't miss it. This is the last wave to the downside if this goes down. So you should not miss this trade. If you get that trade from the bottom going up and you actually trade it well, you understand structure, you understand when there's going to be a deeper correction, when there is going to be a lower degree correction and how to trade that thing correctly, you will not only double, triple, you can 5 times and 10 times your account if you trade it correctly, if you understand when it's going to go, how it's going to go, what risk you put on it. That is where you will make the money. That thing will go for an entire year. It will go for a whole year. You're trading this thing on the upside. You're only buying, 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 and you keep buying some more. Right? This is easy. I'm showing you what it should look like. I'm actually finding one in the chart and tell you this is what you're looking for. Right? I'm not telling you about some crazy stuff. This is what this has happened before. This is not a guesswork. This thing happened more often. I can find about 20 of those in the chart and show you. But I'm showing you one that you've seen and you didn't recognize it earlier. Now you need to recognize it. It's going to happen. There's a 90% chance this is going to happen. So if you learn to trade correctly, if you understand how to read structure correctly, you will not miss it. If you don't, you probably are going to take a few losses and then you'll say, this guy has no idea what he's talking about, right? Like one guy wrote me, he said, I don't know what you guys doing. I lost some money selling the Aussie. And I'm like, why did you sell the Aussie? Where did you sell the Aussie? And why did you sell it when we were looking for a buy in the Aussie? Right? Literally, we said the Aussie would either, make a deeper correction and then come back. I still have the same chart there, right? Traders, it's not easy. Let me just repeat this. It is not easy. Anybody who tell you it is an easy job, you can just go and copy my strategy or listen to me or buy my signals and you're going to become rich, actually are scamming you. It is tough. It's you have to know all the structures. You have to know how they behave. You have to be able to recognize them in the chart. That's the most important one. Recognize the structure as they're developing, not hindsights. All of us are good hindsights. We're all the best traders in the world. I can go take a pattern, draw it, and show you and paste it and say, hey, this is what it will do. Or I can come and say, hey, this is a reversal pattern, my friend. You see this, and then you see this, and that's a continuation pattern. Yeah, good. Thank you. We don't trade this. We trade the charts, right? And I want you to show me it when it's happening live, not hindsight, right? It is not easy. Any one of you who believe it's easy, go ahead. You will see. You'll learn for yourself. You know, experience is a good thing. It teaches you something. Watch this trade. You can take this trade up because if this is coming to make that expanding leading diagonal, we will get the trade up there. It will come back right back to the bottom. When you get there, we will take profit because even if it's making an expanding leading diagonal, it will come here and then it's going to come right back to this low before the big move starts. That's how the expanding leading diagonal behaves. Let's go. Silver. What did we say you should do with silver? Anybody remember? Just buy some silver. Just buy silver. It's easy, right? Just buy silver. Don't do anything else. From the bottom here, buy silver. We closed it and we bought it back again. We actually closed silver for a hell of a lot of money. And one of the trades that I'm advising somebody on came down and we bought it back right here again, go back. So we made some extra profit there. And you buy some more, right? Because silver is always a buy. Watch it. At this point, you got to be careful because at this point now, let me put it in the 1 hour. This move here, if you buy now, you may be late. This move will go here and then come back for a deep pullback. You see, this one will be over. That impulse will be over, and they'll come back for a deep pullback before they go. So if you're not in the silver, don't buy it now. Wait. We don't know how far or how fast this piece will go. We don't know how far or how fast it's going to go. But I can tell you from experience, they normally go a little like this, make divergence at the top there, and come right back here, and then start to go. So this would be your buy setup here. Right? So buy, just buy, right? It's finishing off there now, but that is short-term finishing off, which means that this one impulse is going to finish off, come back here, and then go again. This impulse has 3-wave inside, so the next impulse should have 3-wave. XAU, that's complex. Don't forget about what I just said there. You wouldn't even understand that piece. You need to know the chart. It was a buy last week, and they're going to pull back, and you may get one more buy again because I don't think this wave up is over. We may get one of this. There's a good potential. We may get one of the charts all of you know already. If they start to do this here, we may get one of this, and that means we're going to come back here, right? Sharp move, correction, and if they start to do this, this one is not showing us that sign as yet, right? It might be a little too early, but wait for a pullback, and then you can buy. If you want to buy, and you should buy here, wait for a pullback, right? US oil. Downside and more downside. I think we spoke about that last week. I hope you guys are selling. UK oil, downside and more downside. Nothing but the downside, right? This one is easy. This one is not difficult. We said that if you're, all my traders, if you're selling, sell it. Natural gas was a sell setup, but I don't advise traders to trade it right now because of this. Potentially of this pattern here at the top. which means wait for a reversal. If you take a trade, I told my trade, if you sell, take profit off, because there's a good chance we're either going to reverse after making this pattern, an expanding flat, and then go back up. So we will start to look for an impulse, a correction, and then buy this up back. There's a good chance you're going to see that structure there, right? So wait for it. Let them confirm it, and then you'll start buying. New Zealand, Swiss, nothing much. You can get a sell set up very soon. Right? Looks like it's going to give you a sell setup. They're coming back here, break this up, and then come back down. So you can look for a sell setup somewhere here. If they come back down, they should come back down. So you look for a sell setup. CAD, Swiss, I don't think you have anything much there too. They're very short-term trades. Don't trade it. It's when it gets like these short-term trades, they become very dangerous. Aussie Chief, you could get a short-term buy here also. While it's in this down structure, it's in a down trend, so the trade to the upside will be short-term, which means you can get a flag here, you get one more up here, and then you get down again. Right? They're going down. They're going down. They're going to make a flag here or something, and they'll probably go down more. Right? We have divergence, but there is more downside in it. Very likely. We wouldn't start buying this until they break this structure. They have to break out of this before we start buying. Right? No buying in this as yet. So probably wait. If you're doing any buying, it's very short term. S&P 500, it's at the top still. So now it's the time where you have to, remember I said, put a sell setup. I don't know if it was in this group or my group, put a sell here. If they go up, change that, put a sell here. And if they go up higher, put a sell here. You reason you want to put a sell, because the upside is very limited. Here's where the chart is. Here's how you have to look at what you want in this thing here. Let's start with the weekly, because this is more important. This is where you are. You're close to the top. You're topping off there, right? You wanted to buy, you ought to be buying from here. This thing is made this, made that, and it's finishing off. It's coming, at some point there, it's going to finish off. Now, it might get one more very short-term trade, right? If this comes back here, you might just get one more up like that, but that will be the last one before they come. So you want to start to look for a sell now, because that sell could also mean the big move to the downside, right? Let me go to daily probably. Let's have the daily look. If you're buying, it's not going very far. You see what they did here? They push up, they push up, they push up, they curve, and then they drop. So you're getting that push up, that little push up, that little push up, and then you get a curve and you drop. You want to get this trade here, because if you're lucky, it could be the one that goes. If you're not so lucky, you still get a lot of profit, and then you get one more up. And then that's over. The fifth one is the last one. So somewhere here, we're making a top between this and this here, somewhere along here, we're making a top. Now that may look like a big move. Literally, no, it's not. The first thing, it's going very, very slow. That's a good sign. And the second thing is you're getting a lot of divergence. Momentum is not in the chart. You may notice the very last move up may give you a spike. And that spike will reverse pretty fast. So the buy could be dangerous. It will reverse pretty fast, and then you'll start the downside. Yeah, they could go up and up, but they have to respect the structure. They still make structures because of the way the market behaves. So although they look like they can go up and up, if you really watch them, they go up and up, and then they make corrective structures. And then they go up and up again. And then they make corrective structures, and then they keep going up. So where do we think that corrective structure could start to come in from? Well, we think this one is about to finish. See? It's easy. When everybody else thought it was about to finish in here, we said no. Right? Based on the structure. Most people thought it was about to finish somewhere here, and I think it was in this one, somewhere at the bottom here. And we thought, no, it still has more upside, right? Now we think the upside is over. It's very close to getting over. You can get some more. Every buy you take is short term. You get a buy set up here, buy, take your profit, buy, take profit, buy, take profit until they drop. Because they could drop and they will drop very fast. Right? So I don't know when. I'm never trying to forecast when. I'm looking at the structure. And as soon as the structure shows me that, that's what I go for, right? I go for what the structure is telling me. It's telling me be careful. So let's go. Nifty also making a top there. Sorry, these just moved. Nifty also making a top. If you look at it, it's at the top there. So Nifty also broke the daily structure. They're climbing up slowly but surely, but you got to be careful too, because at some point this here starts to pull back. Right, this piece here, maybe a little more up, and this starts to pull back here. You've got to get this correction coming, right? And this could either be the downside or one more up. You can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are topping off. Right now they're topping off. It's very close to coming, right? So keep an eye. Well, in this term, if you close maybe a couple of weeks even, it doesn't matter. You're not getting much trade into it, right? There's no trade at the top there. That's it. Wait for it to come back here and then buy again. Wait for it to come back here, buy again. There is no trade at the top there, right? DAX, for those who traded, DAX made one more high, right? You were in the sell here. If you took that sell or if you took this sell, at this point, we decide, our traders, you either go to break even or you put a bigger stop, which means because they're coming back. I didn't thought they would break the top. I thought they'll just come back somewhere here and then go down. Well, they broke the top, and that has not changed the structure either. Right? Now you could still get a sell set up, and you might even get a better one, right? Because if this comes back here, what you look for is a reverse here, a flag here, and then you sell this down, right? If they do that, this becomes your trade, and that is a good risk to reward trade. Now that they confirm that they've broken the top again, that is good. That is even much better now, right? So once they break that up, any reversal with a flag here would be a perfect sell setup for you, and that will be a longer term sell because they'll be breaking out of that channel, right? Now, can this go up some more? Very much so. They can always crawl up. These things could crawl up for a long while. If they make a flag here now and they go, they'll do this. You can take that trade, take profit. Don't keep the trades, take profit. They're not long-term trades to keep. They're very short-term. You take profit, you get out. If you're lucky, you get a profit. You might not be lucky if they go up and pull back pretty fast, right? All of them are very extreme levels. So let's see. Copper, I'll take copper and then we'll call it a day because we are 1 hour already into it. Copper, stay out of it. Stay out of copper. See that big correction there? Let me put it in a daily so you can see it better. There's a big correction going on here. Wait until it's finished. When that is finished, we might get a move to the upside. And it might be a big move, right? So copper, you can probably wait. This is make some noise here, and then we'd look for that trade up. This would be the trade you'll be looking for. The ZAR, USD ZAR, let's see what it's doing. I think they made they're still within this big structure for the upside. They made another low, come back. We thought they'd actually go up. We were in the buy in our trading when we closed it because it wasn't going. So I think we took a buy somewhere in here. Oh no, somewhere here actually. And this one didn't go. We just closed it back right at the bottom here. Close it because we're looking, we expect this to come back deep. They actually made a new low. That is good. You have divergence. Wait for this to go back up. Wait for a similar buy setup. This structure will eventually go back up, right? This entire structure here is a big correction. If you look at it, right, that's more of a big correction coming down. Now they can crawl down here. I'm not expecting them. Remember this 1, 2, 3, right? So we got 1. We are probably making this 2 now. 1, 2, 3. They could come all the way to the low, but then they're going to get that one more move up. This is the move you're looking for, right? So look for that third wave up. let this come some more here, let it break the structure, make a flag, and then you look for that trade. That is the trade you want, right? We finished CAD, we finished Europong. You'll have to look at them. Can you tell short-term silver trade again? Short-term silver trade, wait for it to pull back, then buy. Wait for it to pull back. It's going now, but if you buy now, you will not get much out of it. Okay, everybody, thank you for coming. We had a very good turnout today. I think we had about 340 at the maximum. We can get much more. So share it with your friends, help a trader. I think he will be thankful if you give him the link to my YouTube videos. Please help share that. And, you know, and by the way, you can follow me on Saxo if you want, because when I start posting there, you can just follow me and wait probably a week or two, and then it'll be very active there, right? See all of you. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful week. Make some good profit, and see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.